will know that God really parted the Red Sea. You're not going to believe this, but professors from the University of Arizona have recently confirmed by using radiocarbon dating that the story of Moses splitting the Red Sea might not be far-fetched after all. But if that wasn't enough evidence for you, look what they found at the bottom of the Red Sea. Now, in case it hasn't clicked in your mind why this is such a massive discovery, let me refresh your memory. God spoke to Moses through the burning bush, and he told him to go to Egypt and tell that stubborn Pharaoh to let my people go. But Pharaoh would not listen. And so God had to send 10 curses to get Pharaoh to listen to him. Eventually, Pharaoh did obey the voice of the Lord. And he let the people of Israel go, but only for a period of time. The Bible says that Pharaoh again hardened his heart. He changed his mind, and he sent a fleet of what is believed to be 250,000 Egyptians with their horse-drawn chariots after the people of Israel who were on foot. You can imagine how scared the Israelites must have been as they found themselves cornered, and in front of them was this big body of ocean. God never leaves his people floundering. He told Moses to stretch out his hand over the Red Sea and it would be parted. And that is exactly what happened. Miraculously, gallons and gallons of water began to gather into these big two walls on either side, and there was a clear path for the people of Israel to cross safely to the other side. Now, let's just hit the brakes for a minute, because I want to show you a 3D simulation of what the seabed, the topography looks like from Nuweiba Beach in Egypt all the way to Saudi Arabia, where we're going to find Mount Sinai in a moment's time. Can you see how it almost looks like there's a land bridge beneath the water? This land bridge, this natural formation, was found 33 meters beneath the water, and the evidence would suggest that it's wide enough to fit 2 million Israelites as they made the journey to the other side. But what they found on this land bridge is going to blow your mind. You see, the Egyptians even had the audacity to follow the Israelites into the parted sea. And the Bible actually records this. It says that their chariot wheels started to get clogged up. Some translations say that their chariot wheels even came off. So it made it very hard for the Egyptians to drive the chariots. But that didn't stop them. They started to catch up to the Israelites. And you can imagine the Israelites, they're terrified now. They think, we're going back to Pharaoh. We're going back to this harsh rulership. But God knew exactly what he was doing. He told Moses to raise his hands again over the sea, and Moses obeyed. As soon as Moses did this, the ocean swept all of the Egyptians, so not even one was left standing. So, take all of that into your mind, and you tell me right now, if we scanned the seabed of the Red Sea, what would you expect to find? You would expect to find many, many chariot wheels, would you not? Well, take a look at this picture that was found on the land bridge, and you tell me, what does this coral formation look like? It looks just like a chariot wheel. But get this, when scuba divers went down with metal detectors, they found circular patterns that were consistent to the exact shape that you would expect to find on a chariot wheel. Now come on, even if you're the biggest atheist on earth, you've got to admit to me, that's pretty strong evidence. Now, this is crucial. For many, many years, the popular tourist destination from Mount Sinai was in Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt. That's where everyone went, that's where everyone believed it was. But now, as we look at this evidence that I'm going to show you in this video, and as we listen to what the Saudi Arabians have said for many, many years, they claim that no, Mount Sinai is in our country, in Saudi Arabia. In fact, I want you to do something. Just listen to this American pilot describe what he was forbidden to do in the 1940s when he was in Saudi Arabia.
And we're talking about where the real Mount Sinai is located. I had no idea that someone as far back would have seen the mountain and had been told that the mountain was the holy mountain of Moses.
Well, they forbidden me to fly around it, and it was off limits.
I'm going to bring out a map.
Yes.
And this map is of the area that you were flying around then. Can you show me the area that you were flying around?
Yeah, they told me it was Mount Sinai, that it was the mountain of Moses. I think God let me fly around it. That's what I think. I think He let you and me both well.
And did it touch your heart to have that?
Still does.
Before we reach the mountain itself, let me show you some very convincing evidence that this could well be the real Mount Sinai. In Al-Bad in Saudi Arabia, there is an archaeological site called Moses' Well. Islamic sources, which go as far back as 900 AD, claim that this is the well where Moses watered his flocks and met the daughters of Jethro. But what about this? In the Bible, we read about Moses and the Israelites finding this beautiful desert oasis called Elim. At Elim, there was many springs of water and 70 palm trees. So now cast your eyes onto this collection of palm trees, which is found reasonably close to the supposed Mount Sinai. And what is it the locals for many years have called this area? They also have called it Elim. But here's some more compelling evidence for you. We know that Moses, after writing down God's laws in the Book of the Covenant, set up an altar for burnt sacrifices. Well, here is an ancient altar made of uncut stones, just like the Lord specified. And when it was dug up years earlier, do you know what they found? The remains of many animals. We also know that because the Israelites were disobedient, 3,000 people were struck down. And some actually believe that these gravestones right here could be the gravestones of those who worshipped the golden calf. If you look here, you can see what appears to be mortars that are dotted all the way around Mount Sinai. And it's been speculated, could these be the mortars that were used to grind the manna every single day? And just here, inside the archaeological area, we see carvings of the rock of what is quite clearly calf idol worship. But not only has idol worship been recorded, there's also been found ancient Hebrew menorahs found on the rocks around Sinai, which again is more